World Championships. Obviously, I still want to do well at the World Cups and race well, but it's mostly gearing up towards the World Championships.
The next one coming up, the C2s. What's your personal history with C2s?
I haven't done a lot on the international level. I've done a lot at home within Canada, but we have a pretty strong field here. The Czech crew, again, is really strong.
Radan Dvorak, did they win in Duisburg, I believe?
They won Duisburg last year, yeah, actually ahead of the Olympic champion Germans. So not sure if they had quite the result they wanted at the Olympic Games, but definitely still a young crew, a strong crew, and a lot more from them in the future for sure.
And the Hungarians, they've had a change in the, well, not the last minute, but a couple of days ago, I gather, was it Martin Todt? He was injured, so they had Enrique Vesbaniani took him over. That must be quite tough to come in.
That can be tough, but sometimes it can work to your advantage, you know, just something new and maybe lower expectations. You just go out there and see what you can do, and sometimes that works out well. The Hungarians, C2, for the first time in a lot of years, didn't qualify for the Olympic Games last year, and I think definitely they'll be looking to kind of fix that. They've had so many past champions in the C2 discipline that I'm sure they're looking to get back into it there. Belarus always has a strong canoe program. We'll see what they can do in lane 1.
Babchenko and Wojcicki, they've dominated the C4s in the world, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They're the C4, incredible. Also in the shorter C2 distances, they've done well. See if they can do it in the 1,000-meter. Cuba, lane 7 in the Olympic final last year. Always a threat for a medal. We'll see what kind of form they're in. Russia, like I said, one of the strongest programs overall, especially in the canoe. A lot of depth. These guys are, I think, a new pair. Not the same crew. I don't think that medaled last year at the Olympic Games, but a lot of depth in the Russian canoe program.
You're forgetting the Chinese, 8th. Oh, sorry, they won the semi-final. In the Olympics, they won the semi-finals. I believe they came 8th in the final.
Yeah, they did, yeah. Again, the C2, the final, not sure what happened to the Chinese. Again, not what they were looking for, obviously, with 8th, but again, that could have motivated them to come out stronger this year and kind of prove themselves.
Well, safe fight. So you probably wouldn't have called that before.
Yeah, China, Cuba out strong, and the Czechs. Hungarians here in lane 8 staying close, see if they can use the crowd to their advantage like the other Hungarians have. That's the young Russian crew there. A very typical Russian style of paddling.
Which is what?
Just the big, long strokes, a lot of legs. Maybe a lower rate, but just big, powerful strokes.
And it is some of the nations, they wear these amazing head caps as well when they're...
Yeah, that seems to be one of the Eastern European styles.
What surprised me with this, the sunshine the last couple of days, is how few paddlers actually wear sunglasses.
Yeah, sometimes it's just if you're not used to it, or you're worried that it'll get in the way, or you'll hit it with your arm. Just definitely just personal preference. And I mean, squinting for 4 minutes isn't too bad.
Okay, I guess.
It looks like it's the Czechs and the Chinese. Cuba staying close. It's a good shot of the Chinese from the front there. Chinese always seem to be wearing long pants and long shirts no matter what the weather, whether it's 35 degrees in August or 12 degrees in April. It's seems to be their uniform no matter what.
Red trousers, blue tops, but all looking very smart there.
Absolutely. There's another the Hungarian crew trying to respond to this crowd.
Absolutely perfect racing conditions. The wind looks to drop completely.
Great shot of the Czechs from the front there. One of the smoothest, nicest looking crews in the world. And they look pretty strong here at the end. We'll see if they can hold off the rest of the field.
We also have Radan, 26 years old, and Philip Dvorak, 24 years old. So they've still got a few years in them.
Absolutely.
They're going gold at the Europeans, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of potential. Some nice looking socks there as well. Yeah, it looks like Hungary is making a move, lane 3.
It's going to be close anyway. 100 meters to go.
Yeah, it looks like they may pass the Czech crew. Again, it's this Hungarian crowd just bringing them home.
Yeah, the last 50 metres, it's changed, isn't it?
Very impressive. Looks like Poland's looking to pass the Czechs as well, but definitely Hungary for the win. Heck of a finish from them. Be able to pour it on like that at the end of a 1,000-meter race is not an easy feat. So good on them. The Czechs had a strong race, but just didn't have the speed at the end to stay ahead of the Hungarians.
As I say, it's a scratch team for Hungary. They've only been together a few days, but obviously it worked out.
Yeah, and the Hungarians grow up. They all paddle a similar style, so it's a lot easier for them to just jump in the boat with each other. Not that was easy by any means, but they seem to be able to switch up their crews and still have success.
In the end, they won by almost
pretty handily. Yeah, one of the actually biggest margins we might have seen so far, and they did it all in the last 200 meters. So pretty impressive. And there's a Polish crew that got in for silver or bronze. Not sure if they snuck ahead of the Czechs or not.
Is it really as difficult as it looks to balance in those things?
It's when you first start, definitely is, and also after a race when you're completely exhausted, it can be pretty tippy.
When's the last time you fell in?
I fell 2 years ago after a race. I fell in, just exhausted and just couldn't keep myself up.
Any advancements coming through in the design of either the paddles or the boats, or is it fairly standard now?
Pretty standard, but the boat companies are always looking to get that little bit of an advantage. I was testing out Nello this week. Just they made a slight change to the boat, and always just trying to improve a little bit and find ways to go faster.
How does the feedback actually work? Because obviously you're at the top level. Do they tell you what you're going to have, or do you tell them what you're going to have?
We work back and forth. Nello's been a great sponsor of mine, a great boat company. They work with the athletes so well. It's just an open communication, and you can tell them what you want, or they can suggest something, and then it's back and forth.
So do you always bring your own boat when you...
No, they ship them to the regattas for us. So, like I said, their customer service is top-notch.
And you personally, how many boats do you have?
I think I have 3 at home right now, and then 1 or 2 here in Europe.
Hungary, Czech Republic, Poland, unofficial results rather, the C2 men. And if you jumped in the boat of Sebastian Brendel or someone else, would you just find it unnavigable?
No, you can probably get away with paddling it, but yeah, you customize your setup pretty strictly,